Both the kids were sharp. They
Of
got it
course.
from their mother.
Oh, I think maybe you had something to do with that also. I think so.
I just kicked them in the butt.
So what brought you to Bend, Oregon?
Say again?
What brought you to Bend,
Well,
Oregon?
I guess probably I was, I don't know how, why, I wound up at Touchmark.
It's a retirement home.
Okay. Here in Bend?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I guess, well, my daughter lived up here. And of course, it was cheaper living up here than it was down in Southern California. But I didn't do too bad on the house. I think we had probably 60,000 in it. We lived in it for 60 years, and only got 600,000 for it when I sold it. So that pays my rent now. Wow. So that was
And so your daughter
best
gave you
investment I ever made.
Real estate is where it's at.
This has been fascinating.
Huh?
This has been a fascinating interview. I've learned so much about just everything having to do with those years in Pearl Harbor and on the Pacific.
I think the worst part of it was the dam bomb.
Yes.
When we lost our plane. That island of Shram.
That was out in the
Macassar
Pacific.
Straits, huh? Yeah.
That was out in the Pacific.
Yeah, in the Macassar Straits between Borneo and Celebes,
Okay.
and north of Australia, northwest of Australia, I guess.
Okay.
Darwin.
And you say that was one of the worst times.
Well,
Why?
it got kind of nervous when one of the guys my gun station was a tunnel hatch. Of course, we were on the water when we got caught. Couldn't use that, so I was putting cans of ammunition in a gun for the plane captain, who's our first mech. They call him Air Force, I think, call him crew chief. We call him plane captain. He was firing a port gun. I guess the ordnanceman was probably either that or second mech, the starboard gun. You know port and starboard?
Yes.
Port.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway,
I'm on your port.
That's about as much as
I'm
we
on
know.
your port.
So anyway, I was putting cans of ammunition in that for the plane captain there, and then putting out fires with a fire extinguisher, because every time one of those 20 millimeters or approximately whatever that was, the Japanese were firing, we had our flight suit stuff hanging in there, playing there, and mattresses. We had 4 bunks in there with a little thin mattress on them, with those sling bunks that you could.
And were they firing from the air or from another
Yeah,
ship?
they were strafing us on the water when we landed. So we were squirting out fires with that fire extinguisher, and
Never knowing if it would blow up with the next.
yeah. So when when they entered the first bulkhead, it's a small hole, but the next one was a pretty large one, because by that time the thing exploded. And anyway, it's
So that probably, Dick, was your most terrifying moment?
I guess so. When at Pearl, it was you were just being sure hopefully you didn't get hit by a strafer that was coming through there, and of course the bombs were going off mostly around the ships. But they put 1 in her hangar and I think 5 in her parking area.
But none in your dorm, your barrack?
They were strafing from the other. They were coming from the other side of the barracks, so I was on the side
That was more
facing the
protected.
hangar. Yeah. So some of them could have come on through to that side, but we were on the lanai, screened in up on the third. I think it's third deck. We called it third floor. And so,
When this happened in Pearl Harbor, you knew immediately we're at war.
oh yeah, yeah. But,
And-
you know, it was a touchy situation before that, and
Right.
so, you know, like when we escorted the Marines out to Wake, well, you know, if you saw anything, sink it.
Do you remember what you were thinking? What was your reaction to what does this mean for the rest of my life?
No, I don't remember that.
Yeah, okay.
Just the present, that's all I was thinking
All
about.
you could think about. All you could.
So, yeah, it was interesting times.
Yeah, you're a remarkable man. You seem whole, and I mean you're a remarkable man.
Well, I
How
don't
do you
know
credit
about
that? What do you give credit to for your resilience, your cheerful attitude, your
Yeah, well, Kona, he's a friendly sort.
he's a sweet dog. Tell me about your wife and your
Well,
family,
she was-
and how was she with you in harm's way?
She was a
Here's her picture.
she was a jewel,
Aw.
and so that's where they got theirs from.
Oh no, I don't know about that. I think it was mutual.
Yeah. So it's she
Did she like the military life, the Navy life?
well, she never objected to it, so she took it in stride. She was a nurse there in Lake City in a local hospital that the Navy used. And, we had some Navy doctors over there that were at the Lake City Hospital and Lakeshore Hospital.
And you had children, 2 children when you were still enlisted, I know, because you said their birth dates. And what made you want to get out after your almost 20 years?
Well, I had 3 job offers.
Okay. Okay, very employable.
So, and I was going to have to be going back to sea duty. I was on shore duty, you know.
And that would have meant time away from family.
Yeah.
How did you feel
Well,
about that?
see, our squadron was going to be transferred to Miramar,
Miramar, Florida?
no, Miramar, California.
Oh, okay, well, there's a Miramar in Florida too.
Oh,
Okay,
there
right.
is?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was there near San Diego, north of San Diego. And I wasn't eligible for shore duty, so that meant I was going to be having to go back to sea duty.
Right. For what kind of a period of time?
Probably 2 years or more.
So,
And I'd been on a seaplane tender and for about a year span. And the only way I got off of that was my wife had to go in for a hysterectomy. She had pre-invasive cancer of the cervix. So since we had what we figured was a full bunch of kids, which were 2, the advised doctor advised to go ahead and have a hysterectomy. So since the kids were small, that got me off of the seaplane tender too to take care of them.
right, you were needed.
And
And where were you stationed? Where was your wife living at that time?
in San Diego,
In San Diego.
yeah, she went to the no, yeah. Vicky was born in Naval Hospital in Jacksonville, and Jerry was born in Naval Hospital Balboa in San Diego. So one's sand crab and the other's prune picker.